So this is the Gary Rogers motorsport car of Lee Holdsworth's. It's the first time that I've driven one of these cars. There's only about 5 or 6 actual vehicle builders in Australia with V8 supercars. So 29 cars in the field, only 5 or 6 builders. It's a weird layout. Obviously Lee is a lot smaller than I am, and it's got a lot of different stuff. It's sway bar positions, gear lever position, steering wheel position and height. A lot of different stuff that I'm used to. So let's just go and have a drive, see where we end up. So my first impressions of the Gary Rogers car is it's actually quite understeery. It's battling for front grip. Let's just do a lap. I'll take you through it. Onto the straight. Second gear. Straight to third. Up to fourth. Up to fifth. Up to sixth. 265k down here. Real deep. Bang! On the brakes. Oh, just got it pulled up. Got to just be very careful. Too much understeer in the middle of that corner. Very careful out of turn 1. Through this fast S's. And then into the trickiest section at turn 5. Too much understeer again there. Up to the slow hairpin. This is the middle of Hidden Valley, turn 6. Again, too much push, not enough front grip. Through the fast. Turn 7, flowing. Make the gear change to stop it from wheel spinning. Up to turn 10. Very long entry. Got to be careful not to get too much of that curve on the inside. Down to the final corner. Bad bump in the braking area. On the throttle, nice and gently. This is this big, long 1 kilometre straight. Very interesting. I haven't driven here for a while. And I also haven't driven a Gary Rogers car here. Richards, the car's got a bit too much understeer, mate, especially at turn 1 and in the longer corners where you've got to get it to turn back on itself. It's not, it doesn't respond well enough at the front. What do you think?
Well, mate, we've got time for a quick change. Is it a lot or is it a little bit? Do you want a big change or a little change?
It needs it in the middle of sort of segment 3 of the corner. It's got to turn back on itself. I don't know what you'd normally do, but let's just fire a quick change at it, just see what it does.
No worries, mate. Blaze in. We'll bleed the tyres at the same time and tweak the roll centre. Guys are ready, mate.
Okay, mate, thank you. I mean, the car's actually quite nice, Krusty. It's just got this sort of turn middle. The first turn doesn't seem too bad. It's a bit vague in the steering rack. When I first get it turned, it's sort of okay, and then it washes wide. I can't get it back in the second part of the corner.
I got you, mate. Yeah, so this is our standard, good size roll centre change, so should sharpen it up in that mid corner.
No problem. Okay, so the guys have effectively stiffened the back of the car up with a very quick change, and we'll just go and see what it's done. We've stiffened the back of the car up, the steering weight is higher, the back of the car now feels a little looser because it's stiffer and it's sliding more, but also the tyres have done a few more laps. So as we come onto the straight, you've got to predict how much grip you've got and what the change to the car might be. So 265 Ks, right down to the end, hard on the brakes. It's helped the braking a bit because it weights the front wheel, it's stiffer at the back. Definitely better out of there. Turns in there, nice to see. Less steering wheel, more oversteer. Definite change to the car, sharpened it up. Yep, better there also. On the throttle early. Oh, a little bit of slide. So now you've got to predict how much that change has made at some of the faster corners. Yeah, a little bit of front wheel locking, a little bit less than before. Still got understeer there. Bad bump. Turned in nicely. More oversteer for sure. Later on the throttle. Well, that was a very interesting exercise because it sharpened the car up on the first part of the corner, gets it turned more, and it helps the car come off the corner because the car is straighter. So I would say on a lap like this, it's probably 1.5 to 2/10 of a second faster with it sharpened up, with it stiffer at the back. But good fun. It's got more of a mid-corner push than I would have expected with the car.
Yeah.
It doesn't continue to turn the way that the first part of the turn tricks you into.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like it initially... Let's put that down. Initially, when you first turn the wheel, you think, oh, it's going to be okay. And then when you, that sort of secondary part, segment 2, 3, it wants to keep on moving.
Yeah, okay.
And
So it's not kind of balanced in
Exactly.
that.
It doesn't steer as soon as you turn the wheel.
Yeah.
It's got a section of lock where it just feels like it does nothing, and then it ramps up.
It ramps up.
So then when that ramps up, it's fine. You've got some steering lock and you've got some weight. And definitely when the roll center come up, you know, the weight improved.
Yeah.
But still that reaction of the car running wide and not being able to get back to the last part of the corner, and then therefore then it's not a straight exit, then it's got exit oversteer, and that's when it converts.
So what's the worst?
Worst is middle of turn 1.
Yeah.
Yep. It's actually got left to right. It's got more understeer to the left than to the right. Definitely the oversteer is worse there.
Yep. Is that a little bit of the braking thing, you think?
A little bit, but it's got more steering reaction. Like you get it in there and it holds it to it. So maybe there's a bit of camber on that corner. You know how always it's a bit more oversteery there than anywhere else. At turn 6, it's got a little bit of inside front wheel locking. It locked the wheel on the first lap into here.
Yep.
Understeer in the middle of that is not that bad because you tend to trail the brake the whole way.
Yep.
The drive traction out of there is not very good for how much tyre grip it had. And definitely out of here, it's quite nervous in terms of how much throttle you can get on. So when the throw that you've got is so long, I felt like all the time, oh, how much more is there to go? And it took me 2 laps to actually get to full throttle coming out of there.
Okay.
So up here understeered. No, not really. No. I felt like it was actually on the verge of wheel spinning. You know, on the surface change, on the verge of wheel spinning. And then understeer to the left, a little bit of understeer here, and bad exit oversteer coming onto the straight. I mean, they're the key things. It's good. Thank you. Hey, thanks, mate. It's great.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good.